everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fashion Grunge podcast. I am your host, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Charles.
What's up? I'm so excited.
Hey.
I kind of flubbed that intro there. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. We're talking true romance.
Woohoo!
Fucking finally. I feel like, yeah, on the last one about rules of attraction, I think is when we mentioned it.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like you brought it up, yeah. So I'm super stoked about it. I'm trying to keep this one not short and sweet, but like we're gonna try a new format here. So this will be cool. We'll be like, a bit quicker with what we
Yeah.
talk about. So that's cool. What are this was on Stars, by the way. I got it like for some kind of like $1 a month or something for some kind of deal. I think there's a free trial if anyone like wants to watch it. You can sign. I think it's like a week or something. You can sign up for free. But yeah, it's on Stars right now. True Romances, directed by Tony Scott, who we were just both looking up. That did a bunch of shit like Top Gun.
Yeah, he did Top Gun. He's in this movie called The Last Boy Scout, which sounds kind of familiar.
He's in it, or he directed it.
Or he directed it. He also directed Enemy of the State with Gene
Oh,
Hackman and Will Smith.
oh yeah, political drama.
He also did Crimson Tide, which is like a submarine drama.
Yeah, submarine
Um,
drama. Is it like Persian Gulf? Is
yeah,
that what
kind of.
that's about?
Yeah. Oh, he also directed Days of Thunder.
I know another Tom Cruise film I have not seen.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
have not
Nicole
seen
Kidman's
it.
in that too, right?
Yeah, I think that's how they met, I want to say, or
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
so. Yeah, I think so. It's so funny.
So apparently this man has like directed everything.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which was that remake that came out in like 2009. A
definitely.
lot
Oh,
of Denzel films.
yeah.
Like a lot, like multiple. Yeah.
Um, there's a movie called The Fan that he directed that I haven't seen, but it sounds kind of crazy.
It does sound kind of crazy. We were just talking about like Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. And like what Wesley Snipes is like a baseball player.
Um, okay, an all-star baseball player becomes the unhealthy focus of a man on his becomes the unhealthy focus of a man down on his luck.
So he like kidnaps him to get money, probably because he like owes money to
Yeah,
someone. Yeah.
yes,
Fuck,
and I
man, that's
think,
so crazy.
and yeah, I think that there's like some plot where like Wesley Snipes has to like hit a home run, or else Robert De Niro is going to kill his son or something.
Oh
But
wow.
um,
That might be a good
but
one to watch. Maybe we can put that on the list. With
yeah,
like first
yeah.
because neither one of us have like heard of it or have you heard of it or are you just now hearing about it?
No, I remember seeing trailers about it when it came out.
Oh,
But I don't think
okay.
I've ever seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just
Excuse
heard
me.
about it.
Um,
It's so funny that I now am like super attracted to like dark Robert De Niro, like in Cape Fear that I watched the other day, and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's really hot in this. I was like, I mean, I know
Hmm.
he's completely insane and like crazy, but they make him like too hot and crazy in that. And I was like, oh God,
I
I'm that
mean,
age where I find like 40 something Robert De Niro attractive. Let's
it's their fault for making him so appealing.
I
Like,
know. I mean, it kind of is. Just same with Christian Slater in this film. I was gonna say, like, we were talking about it off air. Like, Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette are like the two main characters in this. And I was like, I remember when Christian Slater was like a Johnny Depp. Like he was like the bad guy. He like been
yeah.
arrested. He was like, with Winona in Heather
Hmm.
is where he like got his like big start. But it's so weird that he's from New York. He just seems so West Coast. He doesn't seem like
Yeah,
he's from New
yeah.
York City at all, but he is. But it's so funny, yeah. And I think he still looks fucking hot. Like he's in Mr. Robot, and he looks exactly the same. Like he literally
Yeah.
looks exactly the same. So he's aged very
Um,
well.
Christian Slater was a big part of my childhood.
Oh, was he?
um,
Ooh, do
yeah.
tell.
Well, no, there isn't really a lot to tell. I just really enjoyed his movies, but my like favorite Christian Slater movies from the early '90s are probably like
Up
Heather's
the volume.
and Pump Up the Volume,
Yeah.
and 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 I also really loved Cuffs. Um,
What's that one?
that's like where he kind of plays like a guy who's like a fuck up who joins the police academy. And like,
Okay.
and it's and like has an older brother who is killed by a gangster, and so in order to like avenge his death, he like becomes a police officer himself, and
Oh.
it's just really funny and weird. And so
Oh wow.
yeah, it's good.
My favorite little known Christian Slater film from the late 80s is Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that
Yeah, where he's
too.
the skater and then he gets
Mhm.
caught up in this weird like Vietnamese gang murder like criminal informant situation.
Yeah, because they like kill his brother or something, right?
Yeah, his like adopted brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like gets murdered and then he like uncovers this whole thing and ends up being like a double agent, but he's like the skater who has to like take on a different identity. Like it's really crazy. It's cool though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's super weird. It's
I
another good
think
one.
I think like the USA Network used to air a lot of these films on like Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon,
Yeah,
and
they did.
so
And like Saturday morning and stuff.
yeah, and so I think
Yeah,
I
super
watched it.
cool.
I watched it there at some point.
Now, when did you first see what are your first impressions with True Romance? Like when did you first see it?
So the first time I saw it was in college, and you know how like you have friends in college, and like your relationship is like very one note. Like it's not that you're not friends; it's just the friendship you have with them is just kind of like contained and like restricted. So
Yeah.
our there's this girl, and like our friendship kind of went like this. I'd like go over to her suite like every 1 to 2 weeks and be like, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, hey, what's up? And we'd like talk for a minute, and I was like, so can I go through your movies? And she was like, okay. And so I'd like to go through her movies, and she's like, "Oh my God, you have so much good stuff." And I was like, "What's this? What's True Romance? It looks stupid." And she's like, "I think you'd like it." And so I was like, "All right," and I guess I'll give it a try. And so then I went back to my room, and I watched it on, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually kind of good."
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Wow. I just remember seeing this maybe I've only seen it like a handful of times, like maybe twice I think I've seen it before I just watched it for this. But I think I saw it like pretty recently, like within the last 10 years. Like it
Okay.
definitely wasn't when I was in college. It was definitely like later than that. But I mean, I've known about Tarantino for a while. I saw Pulp Fiction really late though.
Okay.
I didn't see Pulp Fiction like when I was because it came out in like 93 or something, like we were 10.
Yeah.
But like I didn't even watch it when I was like 15 or 16. Like I didn't watch it till I was like way like maybe within 10 years. Like I just hadn't seen it. And yeah, so this is another one that was like that, but I'm like fuck, like I love Tarantino's style. I do have
Hmm.
obviously he's got this is another one of those films that I don't think could have been made today because
Yeah.
of like its somewhat problematic nature, I guess, with the way things are received today.
Hmm.
But I don't know. At this point, like I don't have a problem with it. I guess because I grew up in this era,
Yeah.
so like I don't have a like a discerning like eye when it comes to like language. I guess like
Yeah.
especially when it comes to Tarantino and like just how his writing is. But I can see how now like it would be taken on a completely different review. I happen to enjoy this film. The only I do have some issues. Obviously, the only thing that I really have an issue with looking back at it now, aside from like obviously like his like persistent use of the N word all the time, but this is
Hmm.
like what Tarantino does and like writes, and the violence with women, especially in that. I just call him Tony Soprano, Tony Soprano and Patricia Arquette. Like it's hard to watch then, and it's still hard to watch, and
It
like
is.
it's just a bit too much, and like I have to admit I fast forwarded. I was like, I like literally. I mean, I know how bad this is, and I just cannot watch it. It's much like how I feel about rape scenes in films too. When they're
Yeah.
like extremely graphic, I like fast forward. I'm like, I don't like, and it's a lot of times done by male directors, which is a whole other conversation. But like, I am just like, I don't need this much, like shown. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
same with that. Like, I didn't need it to be that long.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just kind of drawn out a bit. But aside from that, the story is like so intricate but still fun. It's not too convoluted. It's really easy to follow.
Yeah.
And everyone's fucking in this.
Yeah,
Like,
no, like the entire like all of like Hollywood in like 1990s was like in this movie. like
Literally,
like
like
and
all of Hollywood.
I mean, I don't know, maybe take some notes, Wes Anderson. This is
God.
what you do with a good cast.
I know of unknowns and even a stoned Brad Pitt, which this I hate to break it to you guys, girls, whatever. You this is like the picture of Brad Pitt like completely stoned, wearing dirty clothes and Soundgarden playing in the background is like my complete definition of heaven. Like this is it. Like this is I don't care. He apparently improvised most of his entire dialogue, not that he had any. You could replace him with Matthew McConaughey at the same time in age.
Mhm.
Also, would love.
Yeah.
Like, love this image. And he still has this image. Like, I saw a photo of him the other day, and they were like, it was like GQ on GQ's Instagram, and it was like, well, I guess we're all swooning for like Brad Pitt grunge dad. I was like, he is like fucking like 57 and looking ridiculous. I mean, I can't. So I was like, God, he looks so good here. This is right before Interview with the Vampire. I was like, I'm going through his bibliography right, like his filmography right now, and I'm like, oh, this is like right after Thelma and Louise.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Legends of the Fall. I think he probably did right after this because his hair is like not quite as long. We're like
Yeah.
dissecting like what was he doing at that time? Was he dating Juliette Lewis still? Maybe I don't know. Like,
Have Have you ever seen Legends of the Fall?
yeah, I just recently saw it for the first time like 6 months ago.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
so good. Have you seen it?
No, no, I've not.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's like a real tearjerker. I feel like it's like a really good English patient.
Okay.
Like it's like I'm very much like Elaine in Seinfeld, where she like detests the English patient, and like her boss makes her watch it. In one episode, he makes her go to the theater. He's like, "Have you seen it?" And she's like, no, I haven't." And he's like, "You have to see it." And she's already seen it, but she lied. And she was hoping that he wouldn't drag her to it because she was like, "I hate it." And she like screamed in the theater. That's how I feel about the English patient. So like, this is like a good version because it's like Aiden. I think it's like Aiden Quinn
Okay.
is in there, and yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I think it's like Anthony Hopkins, I want to say.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, and Brad Pitt like riding the fuck out of a horse for like 2 hours, like in Montana.
Okay.
It's literally
Because I remember there being a lot of noise about around like the around Legends of the Fall, because I knew that like he was already a sex symbol because of like film and
yeah.
movies, but I think that like his performance in this movie kind of like cemented it or
And
something.
also, is it A River Runs Through It? Didn't he do that one too?
I don't
Was that
remember.
him?
That
Yeah,
sounds
I'm gonna look
also
it
like
up.
some boring movie that I was dragged to as a 10-year-old. Um,
Yeah, he is in that. I think there's some kind of like, yeah, Tom Skerritt
okay.
is in it too. Yeah.
Oh, Poison Ivy's father.
I know I was gonna say sketchy poison. I was like thinking about that film the other day because I was like looking at the old episodes, like being like, all right, what have we done? I was like, and then I was just thinking back and I was listening to the episode. I was like, Poison Ivy is fucking sketchy. Like
Yeah.
it's real weird. It's like really fucking weird. I want to do another like we should do like Basic Instinct.
Oh yeah.
I want to do another like erotic thriller. Like yeah, like that was big. What's the other one with Glenn Close?
Um,
Is that Fatal Attraction?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with Glenn Close, right?
Yeah. There's I actually also just rewatched The Hand That Rocks the Cradle fairly recently,
Oh yeah, I put that on my list. Hold on.
which is sort of like it's kind of like poison. It's the plot's sort of like Poison Ivy, but like it's kind of like one person who sort of like infiltrates herself into this family and just kind of like tries to like destroy it like piece by piece.
Like The Crush.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Poison Ivy. Well,
Um,
The Crush, no, she doesn't like try to destroy the family because
yeah,
you
I mean,
know.
I think that her motivation in that movie is just like pure revenge and like hatred. So
Yeah. Oh
like,
wow.
but drama.
Oh wow, that's so crazy. Yeah, there
Yeah,
was definitely that like it was definite like a director kink, I think, to see women like losing control in
yeah,
films in like an erotic thrillery way. Like
yeah,
because it seemed like there were so many of those films, like Basic Instinct, Fatal Attraction, Single White Female. Uh,
I also just rewatched the movie Sliver fairly recently too, which
oh,
is
isn't that from the 90s?
yes, it's Sharon Stone and Billy Baldwin.
Oh, I haven't
Um,
seen that. I think I put it on my list though because I saw it was 90s. Is it good? Is it like,
it's fine.
oh, uh-oh.
It's not bad, but it's not my favorite movie.
Oh,
But
okay. All right, I'll have to watch it.
it is Billy Baldwin. So
Yeah, he's pretty hot.
yeah,
Is he Serena's father in Gossip Girl?
yeah, I think so. I think he is.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how I always like I'm like Alec, the one that's kind of conservative and nuts, and then the one in Biodome, right? With
oh
Pauly
yeah,
Shore. That's Steven. And then I'm like, okay, Alec Baldwin, yeah, know him. And then
and then
okay,
I
then
think
Serena's father.
I think there's a fourth Baldwin brother who doesn't act or doesn't act a lot or just
Oh,
isn't very
okay.
good. I'm not sure.
Or he's just not very good. I don't know. That's so funny. Who's the oldest? Is it Alec?
I think
He seems
so.
like he's the oldest. Yeah, I think he is.
Um,
That's so crazy. Man, well, did you find out any behind the scenes notes or
um, I,
production notes?
I didn't have a lot. I think there are links in this movie True Romance to other Tarantino movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a character whose grandfather later reappears or not reappears, but appears in the movie Inglorious Bastards, which came out in
Oh,
2009.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I heard it's really good. Yeah, there are a lot of things like not to be like I don't see everything. Like there are a lot of things I have not seen. So I haven't seen Outbreak either or
Oh,
Contagion. Is that another one?
um,
I think it's
the
Contagion's one.
out, Contagion feels very like real, like we're kind of living it right now.
Yeah. So same
um,
with Outbreak though.
yeah, but Outbreak is, a lot more like Hollywood. It's a lot bigger and a lot flashier, and
Oh, okay.
there's like explosions everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So, you know,
Oh,
it
but Contagion, I'm reading the description of fuck. It's literally like someone comes and thinks it's a cold, and then all these people start like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
no. No for Contagion. I can't do that. I was watching The Strain a while ago, rewatching, and I was like, oh, this isn't a good idea. There's too much talk about viruses and quarantine in here. I can't handle those.
Yeah.
I was like, so.
There is like one thing that so I went through a phase when I was about 12 years old when I was really into like learning about the Ebola virus. And
Why?
I don't know, I just thought it was fascinating. I've
Oh,
always been
okay.
kind of drawn. I've just kind of always been drawn to things that kind of scare me. So like,
That's
um,
cool.
so there's this book called The Hot Zone, which is a true event where there was like a where there was a like Ebola outbreak in like rest amongst a population of monkeys in Reston, Virginia. Um, but it was self-contained within like the monkey population and it didn't spread or jump into people. Um,
Wow.
but anyway, so I sort of became kind of familiar with Ebola stuff. And there's a scene in Outbreak when they like show a picture of the disease that is causing everyone to get sick, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a blatant picture of like the Ebola virus, and
Really?
yeah, and I was like, oh well, that's the Ebola virus. That's not whatever you're calling it in this movie. So I was like, whatever.
Wow. That's so interesting.
But
Because
yeah,
the Ebola virus is through fluid transfer. It's a lot harder to get, right, than what Corona is.
yeah, I think it's like I think it's like I think it's like a lot of like direct contact. So like
Like similar to HIV,
um
but almost all fluids, including saliva,
yeah, and
like
think
blood, saliva.
yeah, and think like caretakers tend to get sick a lot more than like random people.
Oh, so like
So
yeah, okay.
um
Gosh.
but yeah, it's pretty scary.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah, do you have any behind this? Did you find any what other behind the scenes notes did you find?
oh that was it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I have a few that I found.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if most people know that this was the first screenplay I think that Tarantino wrote but didn't direct, because before this he did Reservoir Dogs, which came out in '92.
Oh.
So I believe they went through a lot of directors. I think like they wanted different directors, but they settled on Tony Scott. Not settled, but they like landed on Tony Scott. And which is so crazy because I guess at this point he'd done Top Gun, he'd done Days of Thunder,
Mhm.
and I think like those were like two big films that he'd done. So it's like pretty blockbuster.
Yeah.
And this film's budget was like 12.5 million and it made just about that amount. So it was
Okay.
kind of like didn't do well at the box office, but later became like a super cult hit, which a lot of like there's this streetwear brand I really like called Pleasures. They did like a true romance collection not too long ago, like shirts and stuff
Oh,
and
cool.
like apparel, which is really cool. So it definitely has a cult following, this film does, which is really cool. And I guess because which we'll talk about in a second, the fucking fashion is so amazing.
Hmm.
Like the costume design is just so cool in this whole film. Okay, so I have Brad Pitt's performance was improvised on set, and I'm not that you could really tell, not that you couldn't tell because it's like totally just chill, whatever, stoner, hot. And at the test screenings, they had Soundgarden's Outshined, a little, we got that little grunge note in there, playing in the background, and it tested so well that people love that song. So they
Oh,
kept it in the film, and they spent so much money just securing the rights of it so that they could have it in the film
oh, cool.
because Soundgarden was like a massive band at that time in '93. Tarantino's Sicilian Speech, which is like the one with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper and like everyone in that trailer,
Mhm.
he considers it one of his proudest feats as a writer, inspired by a conversation he overheard in his house by a roommate who was black.
Oh, wow.
So like so that's what that is another thing coming from. And then also it's connect the story was originally connected to be uh like okay, so Christian Slater was not going to survive in the original story, and Alabama would be a widow, and then she would go to Mr. White, who's Harvey Keitel in Reservoir Dogs, and like they would like kind of begin a life of crime together. That's how it originally was scripted, but then it was changed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's cool. So that's why I was like, oh, we should watch Reservoir Dogs next because
Yeah.
there's apparently a scene in it. I don't remember this scene where Mr. White's talking like about Alabama. So I'm assuming that he's talking about her. So it's kind of like in the same world, like you were saying too,
Okay,
that
cool.
some of his things are like connected. So yeah, it's super cool. Which I thought's pretty neat. There are a lot of things behind the scenes on this, and there are a few videos on YouTube of just them filming it, which is pretty cool. Like
Oh,
just like the cameras and everything like that, which is really neat. I okay, so what I have fashion. Susan Becker is the costume designer, so incredible. What fashion notes do you have?
so I love like just about all of Patricia Arquette's outfits.
Everything,
Like
so great.
like in the scene when her and Clarence meet in the movie theater, love her dress and
I
I
know
love her earrings and
the leopard jacket.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so cool.
And then I also really love Clarence's like clothes too, like because I think that night he's like wearing kind of like a blazer like over a sweatshirt like over a t-shirt or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
um and then speaking of like horrible scenes, the her outfit when she's getting attacked by James Gandolfini is like spectacular.
I know. It like really is.
Like because it's like that seafoam green top, right?
It's a bra.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think it's
okay.
like the sky blue kind of bra.
Okay.
And does she have those? She has those leopard pants on, those like
Yes.
pink cheetah pants, like cheetah print, but they're pink.
Yes.
Oh, so cool. I
Um
know.
and then I also love Clarence's kind of like California outfit when he's wearing that red like Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, and the
Um
Elvis glasses.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so cool. I know I love it too. I also love Alabama's outfit when they've left town and they like bang in that phone booth and she has like a cow print skirt on
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like blue cowboy boots and like that seafoam top that's like puffy,
Mhm.
almost like a peasant top, but it's like short. It's so cool. Like
Yeah.
I love that outfit. And I also love his army jacket.
Oh yeah,
Clarence's.
yeah,
And then I think he wears it like in the very beginning when they're like on the street. And then I love he has that bowling shirt, that like 50s style like Elvis bowling shirt
yeah.
that's like black and white. And then I love their wedding outfit.
Oh
He
my
has like
god,
the red jacket.
yeah.
It's so cool. And then she has like what is she has those like red she has like a red dress on, I
Yeah,
think.
I
And then she has like a
I
yeah, it's super
think it's the
cool.
same dress that they met in, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I know she has a leopard bra
Mhm.
too that you can see like in behind the dress, which is so super cool. And then I love how she has a lot of like blues and pinks.
Yeah,
Like it's like sky blue and pink and red. Like I love that that's like the same, those are the same colors she always wears. And then I obviously love the car.
yeah.
Like I love the car is like this purple that just goes so cool when they're like by it. And that outfit that he has with the red hoodie and the jacket like over it, like the
Mhm.
blazer over it, which is really cool. And then fucking Gary Oldman. I do love Gary Oldman's leopard robe and leather hat as Drexel, who is a character I seriously doubt could be made today if it wasn't Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Tarantino for some reason has like been grandfathered into like just being able to do whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, he's probably going to do it anyway, so you might as well
Yeah.
just let him.
Yeah, and like there are a lot of people who are gonna watch it. You know, like he's one of those like cult film directors that has like a really diehard fans, you know, who are gonna watch his films regardless, just like Wes Anderson. But it's just like, you know, I guess he just somehow got away with this fucking crazy character that he did right coming out of Dracula.
Oh, okay.
And apparently a lot of things are from Dracula that he had. Like the wig person is the same person who did his Dracula for her Dracula wigs. The eye that he has on in there is the same eye from Dracula.
Oh, that's so cool.
Gary Oldman, yeah. So he did like, and apparently his mom was on set every day and like helped him develop this character.
Oh my god.
I was like, what? Like, that's really crazy, but okay. But I have his was a fashion note that I liked. I also like Michael Rappaport's very like white men can't jump era of clothes
Yeah.
that he's wearing. That was like very much like Woody Harrelson and White Men Can't Jump. That's another weird movie.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I've seen it once, like a long, I mean, it's from like 92. I saw it like a long time ago, but I definitely would watch it again because it seems very topical. Like it's super 90s.
I was listening to the episode you did with Mike recently on Demolition Man, and I just
Oh my
realized,
God.
and I just realized the way you both were talking about him. I love Wesley Snipes more than I realized, and
Right?
I need to start being a lot more vocal about my love for Wesley Snipes because
He's kind of badass.
it's great.
Yeah, he literally made that entire movie.
Oh, I
Like
know, it's so
in
good.
Demolition Man, yeah, like the script and like it would have not been as good as I mean, I don't think a lot of people really like it, but as good as I think it is if it wasn't for his like one-liners
Oh,
and
I
his
know.
very much like sarcastic nature and like I don't know, I he's so great in it. And I thank God it wasn't made with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal. Like
That sounds horrible.
yeah, I was like, I think they've made a film together anyway. Like, I think they've done something else, but like, no, I don't like them enough. I think they worked so well together. I'm glad they convinced Snipes to do it. They had to convince him to do it because
Yeah.
he was like, no, no. So that's cool that he was like, all right, I'll do it.
So my favorite Wesley Snipes movie is probably Passenger 57.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I've heard of it.
It's good. It has like Halle Berry and I think I haven't seen it for a while, but I think the plot is he like plays a police officer who's on like a transcontinental flight that's taken over by terrorists.
Oh,
And he's able to kind of slip away and kind of enlists Halle Berry's help, and they basically like pick off the terrorists one by one.
oh, no
So
way.
yeah.
Did you know what my favorite Wesley Snipes movie is?
Yeah, what?
Aside from Demolition Man, I bet it's going to be such a surprise. Murder at 1600.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, dude, it's like one of my favorite films that my mom was really into when I was like really young. And I just like every time I like watch it or if it's on TV, I need to buy it on DVD. It's Wesley Snipes as a DC cop and someone's murdered at the White House,
Oh,
like
cool.
in the film. And Diane Lane is this like Secret Service agent that like he has to work with, but he's trying to figure out what happened. And there's like this, it's like a political like corruption murder drama. It's
Oh, cool.
like, and it's a thriller. It's really good. And some other people are in it too. I'm trying to think like who else is in it? Like Dennis Miller's in it, like Alan Arkin's in it. Like yeah, it's really good. It's like a
Oh,
political drama.
that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's cool. And like Tate Donovan, remember
Oh
him?
yeah, him.
Yeah, he's in it. It's from like 96. Yeah, but
Okay.
he's really good in it. Wesley Snipes is really good in it. And I love him in Blade. I
Okay.
love him in Blade. That movie's so good.
Um,
But yeah, so I Gary Oldman. I'm trying to think like aside from Dracula, which I should put on the list too because Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, love.
hmm.
I'm trying to think. What else? Oh, Sid and Nancy.
Sid Nancy.
Yeah.
He was also in Leon the Professional.
Oh, that's right. That's on the list too.
Um, I'm trying to think. Gary Oldman is like one of these people who has like been around forever, and like you don't really realize how much he's been in until you actually like look at all like his filmography,
Yeah,
and
it's like
it's just like
really crazy.
yeah, I was like, oh wow, he was in that, and and I think he played Lee Harvey Oswald in the movie
Yeah,
JFK.
I've never seen that.
I
Apparently, this role and that role that you just mentioned in JFK are his two favorites that he's ever done.
oh okay.
And he's in like fucking all those Batman movies with Christopher Nolan.
Oh right, he plays Alfred, right?
No, he plays the Commissioner Gordon.
Oh okay.
Yeah, with the one with Heath Ledger. And then he's in Fifth Element. He just won for what is it? Winston Churchill.
Yes.
Yeah, he just won the Oscar, right? Was it the Oscar?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So he's like, I mean, yeah, he's been in like a fuck ton of stuff. It's really crazy. He has 106 credits.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I want to do Sid and Nancy. That's what I want to do too. That's a really good one. But yeah, those are the ones I had for fashion. Everyone else I don't think I had. I mean, Brad Pitt just looks hot in a dirty t-shirt. He could be naked on that sofa for all we know.
Yeah.
Or all we care. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I think it was like a really old, dirty, worn t-shirt.
Oh, this is like he's not exactly fashion like considered a fashion icon, but the outfit that Christopher Walken is
Well, I was
wearing,
gonna say that suit was kind of hot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that suit was pretty hot. I agree.
Like I mean, granted, like he that his character like scares me like so much.
He
Um,
always scares me.
like
But I oddly find him attractive as well.
I
Same with
mean,
Steve Buscemi. I feel the same way
yeah.
about both of them.
Um,
I find them oddly attractive, but they're scary.
apparently he's a very talented uh ballet dancer. So
Wait, because when he danced in that Fatboy Slim video, wasn't that real? I mean, except
yeah,
for like some of the aerials, but yeah, like he actually is dancing.
yeah.
I just love him in Annie Hall, where he plays Annie Hall's brother. Oh my god, that's where he's like driving towards in the car, and he's like, "Don't you ever just want to like drive really fast into like headlights?" Woody Allen's just like staring all scared, like in the car as they're driving to the airport. Like, so funny. Oh my god, yeah, he's such a weirdo, but he's really cool. But yeah, his suit was awesome.
Yeah.
The suit was definitely super awesome. I think those are the only people I can think of that had like really cool outfits
Yeah.
in the whole film. But it was great. Susan Becker, awesome
Yeah.
costume job. So do you have any music standouts?
Mm. So
Pretty dope soundtrack.
I love all of the Elvis.
Yeah.
And
Are you an Elvis fan?
I like Elvis, but I'm not like a super fan. Like I
I don't know much about him.
yeah, same. Like I haven't really read a like biography of him or anything.
Yeah, I just know like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I kind of
Um
want to see Graceland though.
yeah, no, I
Like
do
I'd be
too.
curious in seeing it.
I think that my sister and her husband went to Graceland at some
Oh, they
point.
did?
Yeah, and
Cool.
I am kind of fascinated by like his marriage to Priscilla because I think she was like
Dude,
really young.
she was like 15 or something, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
14 when they met. I think he was in the service.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
he in the service, I think, when he met her?
Hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
And they just had Lisa Marie, right?
I
That's the
believe
only
so. Yeah,
child they had? Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
Um,
crazy.
I did get kind of excited when there were um, it's like when Alabama and Clarence are first driving into Los Angeles, and
Oh yeah.
there's like that Aerosmith song,
Yeah, I
and
wrote that down.
I just got excited because I had kind of an embarrassing moment the other day when
Why?
I was at work, which means I was working at my dining room table, and I had my headphones on, and there's like a specific Aerosmith song that's kind of my jam. And
Ooh, which one?
it's the song "Falling in Love" is so hard on the
Oh
knees.
yeah, that's a great one. That's an older one.
And so I like put it on, and I was lip syncing for my life, and like someone like walked in, and like, it I'm sure it wasn't as bad as I thought was in my mind, but I was just so mortified. I was like, oh god.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah,
I have that one too. Aerosmith when they first arrive in LA. I
yeah.
find that really funny. Also, the Billy Idol White Wedding when they're in the tattoo shop,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
after they get married. Thought that was pretty cool.
You know, I do have to say, I felt like the soundtrack was good, but I felt like if Tarantino had directed himself, the soundtrack would have been like incredible.
Do
Like
you think you would have had a better soundtrack?
I don't know if it would have been better, but he's like so good at like finding like certain pieces to match like certain moods, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like
true.
um
He uses music a lot more
yeah
than this guy does. This
um
guy uses a lot of score. He used that Hans Zimmer did the score. He used a lot of that score, which I like the score as music. It sounds very much like the score from Rain Man.
oh yeah, you're right.
Like it didn't I don't think it fit the story. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it was a little too like romantic-y, like a little too like schmaltzy. And I feel like this is not that. I mean, it like kind of has its moments where it's a little schmaltzy, but I feel like that was a little too Rain Man. It was a little too like cross country road trip 80s, Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, like
Mhm.
which is a great film. But I was just like, I don't know about the
Well,
score.
it's just strange because like the score itself is like very upbeat and like bubbly and light, and the story is just so dark and
Yeah,
and
that's why I
like
was like, yeah, it's very yeah, it had a weird vibe.
yeah.
Soundgarden outshined and Brad Pitt smoking weed like a spank bank material, people. That's exactly what it fucking is. And then I have Chris Isaac at the end credits with that song Two Hearts, which I thought was a really good like end credit song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I love Chris Isaac though. He's definitely a vibe.
I do enjoy that he's like kind of an accomplished actor too. Like,
Yeah, yeah, he is.
because like he was in Silence of the Lambs, right?
Yeah, wasn't he one of the people in the
I think he was one of like the guys at the Smithsonian when like she brings the moth pupa.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like, I was he a guard? Is that what he was?
No, I think he plays one of the scientists.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit. Okay, I don't
Because
know.
there's like two of them, right? And there's like one guy who's like kind of nerdy and like has like a lazy eye, and then I think he plays the the other one. So
Oh, okay.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember that. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I have no idea. I don't remember that. But I'm totally sure. Because he's in, isn't he in like Twin Peaks too?
Oh yeah.
He is in Silence of the Lambs. I'm looking at his discography. It says SWAT Commander.
Oh okay.
Oh shit, we should do Wild at Heart. Isn't that one David Lynch?
Oh, is it?
I think so. I've actually never really seen it. I've seen like bits of it. Yeah, it is David Lynch. Oh fucking hell. I don't want to say I'm a David Lynch hater, but sorry out there. I don't get it. I haven't gotten it yet. I still have never watched Twin Peaks. I think I've started that first episode like 5 times. And I just yeah.
Yeah. I don't I don't really go out of my way to watch David Lynch, but I don't like hate him the way that I hate Wes Anderson.
Yes, I
So
feel the same
like
way. Yeah.
like
Like I will actively avoid a Wes Anderson film because I know it's just not my bag. Like I just
yeah.
don't think I'm gonna like it. But I want to like a David Lynch. Like I've
Yeah.
seen like in I was at Inland Empire. I think it was like Blue
And
Velvet. They're
and
just all very weird. I just maybe need to be stoned or trip or something.
yeah, and like everyone keeps saying that like Mulholland Drive is supposed to be a really good movie.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either, and I've heard it's like very cerebral and doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Did he
So
do that?
I think he did.
I know he did Lost Highway. Didn't he do Lost Highway? Let me
Um,
see. Did he do? Is Mulholland Drive the one that has
I think it's one
uh
with Naomi Watts,
and Kevin Spacey and
and
like Guy Pearce? Yeah, it is David Lynch.
it is okay.
Yeah, and like Guy Pearce, I think, right? Oh, Justin Theroux. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Laura Herring. I thought Guy Pearce was in this. Oh no, maybe Kevin Spacey's not in it. Kevin Spacey's in what's the Oh, LA Confidential.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's what I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, no, that's what I thought Mulholland Drive was.
Oh,
I haven't seen either one of those, LA Confidential or Mulholland Drive.
well, I think they both kind of came out around the same time and kind of took place in like the same.
Same era, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like Hollywood, like 50s or something.
yeah.
Is it Black Dahlia? Is one of them Black Dahlia or no? Like around the is it about the Black Dahlia case or is that just not it?
I'm trying to think. According to IMDb, after a car wreck on a winding Mulholland Drive renders a woman a with amnesia, she and a perky Hollywood hopeful search for clues and answers across Los Angeles in a twisting venture beyond dreams and reality.
Oh, okay. So that's Lynch for sure.
So that means it's possibly unwatchable.
Yeah, kind of sort of. I mean, it just you have to be in that mood, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that's totally what it is.
Oh no, it's fine.
Um
I don't have to watch a film with a plot.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's gonna have a plot. I think it's gonna be very much like, yeah, man, cruising. Oh, I also have this note that I wrote down over here, but I had no idea where to say it. That Clarence's obsession with Elvis in this film, because in this film is 93, Elvis died about what, like 20 years before
Okay.
that, in the 70s sometime. I wrote, now I feel like it would be like a Kurt Cobain obsession. If we
Oh,
had to like
yeah.
bring it into reality or like into our times, it'd be like someone who died 20 years ago, it probably would be like Kurt Cobain. Like someone would
Yeah.
probably be obsessed with him, like the way he talks about him.
Yeah.
Like he's like very into him. I love how he's like, I'm not like a fanatic though. Like not those fanatics though. And then when that guy was like reading the magazine, he like grabbed it. Do you have any favorite scenes and like standouts?
Oh yes. So I love Dick Ritchie's audition scene for T.J. Hooker.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I'm trying to think. And then I love the roller coaster drug deal scene with
I
all of
know.
them and Bronson
Belky
Pinto.
from Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, I always think of him as Eduardo from the First Wives Club.
Oh my god,
So,
for the first one, so Eduardo Feliz. Yes, the interior designer, the decorator of death. Oh, I was just talking about that the other day. That scene. It's really funny.
I actually just reread the novel The First Wives Club, and you actually find out a lot more about his backstory.
Oh no way.
Yeah, like I think that I think that he's like from Cuba, but he tells people he's from Spain, and like and he I don't know, he ends up getting into a romance with like a reporter for like the financial section of like the New York Times.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It
and
sounds like a Sex in the City episode.
yeah,
Like-
it's all kind of connected because while that's going on, Annie and Elise and Brenda are trying to like destroy their husbands. So
oh my
like,
god, that's so funny.
but yeah.
I kind of want to read that book.
Mm.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I have I love that I was like I love that I one of my first note was like, okay, when you watch the credits you're like, god damn, everyone's in this film.
Yeah.
Like it's just a non-stop list of like Tom Sizemore, Chris Penn, fucking like Christopher Walken, like
Oh,
Dennis Hopper.
yeah, I totally forgot about Tom Sizemore too. Like,
Yeah, Tom Sizemore always plays like the same dude. Didn't
yeah,
he play the same dude in Natural Born Killers?
I think so.
Yeah,
And
kind of sort of like he was
um,
that
he
skeezy cop.
and like I think he's also in like Saving Private Ryan, where he plays like a lieutenant in the army.
Oh yeah, he dated
Um,
Heidi Fleiss. That's always what I see. That's always what I see is that he was dating Heidi Fleiss for like a really long time. I watched the Heidi Fleiss documentaries. There was a point in time where I was like really into like finding out a lot about her, and I just think that it's so admirable that she's like never releasing her black book,
yeah,
like ever. So like she like lives in the desert and she had all these birds and stuff, and I was like watching this documentary and like she was dating Tom Sizemore for a really long time. I always get Tom Sizemore and like Tom Arnold mixed up.
oh yeah,
They have the same kind of vibe, you know?
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they're both just kind of like you know you know white man slobs.
kind of.
So
Yeah,
like
right. I wrote also there are two people from The Crow in this film. In the very beginning, the woman that Christian Slater's talking to at the bar, that's Sarah's mom in The Crow.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
And also the guy, one of the guys who's at Drexel's place, who Drexel shoots.
Mhm.
That's T. That not T. That's the guy who has all a Tintin. I think he has
The-
the long leather jacket on, and Eric Draven kills him. Like he sticks all those knives in him. He takes his leather coat.
so he's the guy who's not Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, he's the guy
Okay.
who's not Samuel L. Jackson. No,
Okay.
he's the first one that Drexel kills.
Okay.
Like Drexel like takes out that shotgun,
Mhm.
I think, and just kills him because they were talking about like I don't know eating pussy or some shit.
Yeah.
It was some fucking weird Trenton Tarantino conversation. But it was like that, and that's why he killed him. He was like,
Yeah.
"You're fucking lying, man." I was like, "All right, all right,
All right.
like
Calm down.
calm down, people."
It's
I all I wrote was after that note about people being in The Crow. I wrote, "Oh, shootout. Oh, hi, Tarantino." That was like the first bit of spot of violence that we got, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, here we go." And then I wrote problematic question mark question mark. My first favorite scene is Clarence in the Drexel fight.
yeah.
How he gets shot in the dick, I thought was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
And then I wrote my dream of moving to LA when I was 15 was definitely that I'd be living in a place like with Michael Rappaport and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I wanted to like live in with an actor, like a fledgling actor. I thought that would have been really cool. I didn't when I lived there. I didn't live with a fledgling actor.
I mean, like Dick Ritchie kind of complains about how horrible his life is, but I mean that's not like a bad apartment.
No,
So,
I mean it definitely could be worse. And like
yeah.
Brad Pitt's chilling. Is he paying his rent? Who cares? He's watching TV all day.
I'm sure it just feels nice to have someone else around, you know.
Yeah.
So
You've got your Scarface wallpaper or whatever the fuck you have back there. Is it that or is that the hotel that has the Scarface wallpaper? It's like Miami, like palm trees, but that's what all I think of as Scarface because there's like some shootout in like Scarface and it's in a room like that with that wallpaper, which that's got to not be a coincidence, right? They would have a Scarface reference.
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, right. I was like, I think that's a Scarface reference for sure. And then, oh, I have a question for you. What would you do if you found that much coke, like by accident?
Well, I don't think I'd really know what to do with it. So I guess I'd probably leave it. Like, or I mean, I guess I could always take the other route and just just go like complete cokehead and just be like, well, I've always wanted to lose some weight, so.
Oh no!
I mean,
you most likely would die before that would happen.
Yes, I would probably die.
You'd be a Tony Montana on that shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that like Clarence and like Alabama do the right thing because even if you leave it, there's a chance these gangsters are still going to come around looking for it.
Yeah, totally, and they're not going to believe that you don't have it.
And if they catch you. And if they catch you with it, it's bad. But if they catch you without it, that might be worse.
Yeah, because they might just kill you anyway.
Yeah.
My other favorite scene is I'm just gonna call him Tony Soprano. I think his name is Virgil in the film, but I just call him Tony Soprano. I wrote Tony Soprano and stoner Brad Pitt at the apartment when he shows up.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Hey, where are they?" And he's like, I don't know." And he's like, "You want a bowl or something? Like, you want to sit around?" That's like one of my favorite scenes because it's just so weird. And then the nonchalant violence I'm not cool with. It was just a bit much. I do love that even though she's like beat up and he's like, "Come on, tell me where he is. Where is he?" And she like puts the finger up and she starts laughing.
Yeah.
Like she's just never like rats out. And then when he comes in.
Well, that scene is like so horrible because of what he does to her, but it is, I do love how she's able to like finally beat him.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And she fucking kills the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's like the one thing about Tarantino that like there's always this crazy redemption, like just like in Death Proof that we were talking about. Like it's fucking crazy what he does to like Rose McGowan in that fucking car, and it's like, holy shit, he's doing this fucking like fuck shit. But then there's always this like total turn and the guys just get fucking eviscerated.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you have like a 12-minute car chase and like Kim behind the wheel going, "Moo, motherfucker, moo!"
Oh god, that movie's so fucking awesome. Like that movie's so G. I love it. I love at the end it's just a circle of him getting his ass kicked by all these women. They're just like roundhouse, like Kurt Russell's just like beaten, like it's just so crazy.
Oh my god,
That
like
that I found really nuts.
no, it's just I find out like most of his movies to be just incredibly like satisfying to watch. Like
Yeah.
you're like when it's over, you're just like, oh yeah, you
Yeah, it's
know.
like fuck, man. And then I also the coke on the guy's face I thought was great.
That's funny.
on on Elliot's face and how the girl starts laughing because he's like,
Oh,
hold this. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
yeah, I actually thought she was hilarious in that.
Yeah, she was really funny. I was like, oh my god, it's so funny. And I love that elevator scene with all the gang in the elevator.
Oh yeah,
And I love how the cops are like in the wire and they're like, come on, you pussy. It's all right, he's not gonna shoot you. And he's like, he's gonna kill me. Oh my god, come in and rescue me. And they just like, come on, man, hold out, hold out. Like it's just so funny. They're like yelling at him. Oh, I thought that was really funny. And then the last scene when those mob guys burst in and everyone's got their guns out. And then the guys are like trying to hold up the cops, like telling them to put their guns down. It's literally just so funny. Like I love that whole bit. It's just
yeah.
so funny. And then of course like he doesn't die at the end, but I was like, how does he not die from that
No.
injury? I have no idea. But it's super funny.
Oh, I do have one more scene
Oh yeah.
I love, and it's like towards the beginning, and it's like after they've had sex, and like she tells him for the first time that she's kind of a sex worker,
Hmm.
and then he's like, yeah, that's cool, and then she gets mad at him for not getting like more mad at her, and
Yeah.
she's like, stop being so calm about this, and he's like, what, it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
um
He's like, "What? It's okay." Like, I was like, "Damn, I can't believe they're in love after one bang." I was like, "Christian Slater's so hot."
yeah
That's all I wrote
um
at the end of my thing.
Yeah, and then I love the line when she's like, "I'm not what they call are or like I'm what they call Florida white trash, but I'm a really good person."
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a good line to use. I really want to use but I can't use it, but I I just think it's funny when Christian Slater like repeats like, "Do I look like a blonde with big tits and an ass that tastes like French vanilla ice cream?" But I can't use that. But I just like I kind of want to use that in the notes, like as this like the secondary quote, because I don't know what I'm gonna name this because I couldn't think of any lines like throughout it. But I guess I'll find something. But yeah, it's super funny. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad to watch this again. I hadn't seen it in so long. Like, what are your final thoughts about it?
I mean, I think this movie is just delightful.
I liked it a
Yeah, it's
lot.
good. I have to say, one of the things that shocked me the most is that Dennis Hopper is in this movie, and his character is not like an evil person.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's always bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I mean, the first movie that I could think of him is
Speed.
Speed. Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
I want to see Easy Rider. That's on my list to see.
oh, I think he co-wrote that.
Yeah, he did and directed it too, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay.
Yeah, I really want to see that. Have you seen it?
I I think I watched it once, and
Is it Peter Fonda? Is that who's in there with him? Are they
yes,
both bikers?
yes,
Yeah.
I think so, and I think it was one of Jack Nicholson's first movies too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because it's like 69. It like came out like late 60s when like, Summer of Love, like Tide was changing,
Yeah,
into the 70s. Yeah.
um,
Cool.
yeah,
Well, yay. This has been so
yeah,
fun. We did a little shorter. I was gonna say my final thoughts are like I really love this movie and I didn't realize how much I actually liked it
yeah,
because I hadn't seen it in a long time. So yeah, I found another one to like add to my list of things to like watch again. Yeah, because I really like it. And I just love the fashion. It's so cool.
yeah, and
Like it's just so dope.
yeah, and it's sort of weird just because like it, it's sort of it's just weird because a lot of the scenes feel like a Tarantino movie, but it's not directed by him.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Like it's not as outlandish.
yeah, like it feels like a very like kind of toned down kind of like
Hmm.
you know like like kind of normal Tarantino movie, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
it's another eye for sure.
mhm,
You can tell it's another eye. Like, and I think, and same with, it's a little bit different because this one is not done by like a outlandish director like Natural Born Killers with Oliver Stone.
yeah,
Like, I think if Oliver Stone had done True Romance, it might have been crazy
That
too.
would have been interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have been crazy too. And also if Tarantino, I think we talked about it on the episode that like on the Natural Born Killers episode that like it'd be so cool if like Tarantino directed Natural Born Killers. It would be cool if like Oliver Stone did like Pulp Fiction, like you
yeah,
know, like just like these different views on it. But I mean, and I was just texting you like I think it's so fucked up that I find like this movie and like Natural Born Killers like ridiculously romantic.
I mean, there.
But like not romantic in the sense of like I want to live this life, but like you know like the way that their characters together, you know, like the relationship between Alabama and Clarence is like you know they're like ride or die.
Yeah,
You know, like they stay. She stays with him. Like they go to Mexico in the end. They're like chill. You know, like they're fine. Same with Mickey and Mallory.
yeah.
They're like ride or die.
Well,
Like
I
literally.
well, I believe he was kind of working on this and Natural Born Killers at around the same time,
Yeah.
and I think that like a lot of scenes in like this movie ended up or were originally written for this movie, but ended up in Natural Born Killers and vice versa. So
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Because the only thing that they didn't do in this film is they didn't, or like in True Romance, they didn't rob anybody. Like they
yeah,
didn't hold up anything.
yeah,
And but they did that in like Natural Born Killers. They like held up the diner. They didn't really hold them up, but they like shot people like in public. You know what I mean? Like they were just on a spree.
yeah,
But this was like an actual plot. Like it was like they were trying to do like, you know, sell this coat, get out of town because they'd killed this pimp. Like, you know, it was like a whole like chain of events
yeah,
that happened. I also like too that the story was chronological and not like some Tarantino's
yeah.
where the story's like all over the place
Or
and we're like watching parallel things happen.
yeah. I mean,
So
I'm pretty sure that's like all Tarantino movies, but
yeah, right.
but
And
yeah.
it wasn't like that in well, no, because Natural Born Killers like flip back and forth.
Oh, okay, okay,
I think, yeah, because there were some. I think there were some bits where it like flip back and forth. But yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah, because they showed like that flashback of her as a child with like Rodney Dangerfield
yeah,
as like the dad and stuff. So that was like like flashback, and then it would like go forward and stuff. Yeah, that movie was just crazy. I love Natural Born Killers, and also made me realize how much I love Woody Harrelson too.
yeah.
I like love Woody Harrelson. But yeah, man, this has been so fun. Like and subscribe. Like we're shortening the episode here, so I hope you enjoy it. And we got to like all the details we wanted to get to. That
Yeah.
was cool. We didn't like run on. Follow the Instagram at Fashion Grunge Pod and at Fashion Grunge. Yeah, we're probably gonna do Reservoir Dogs next, so you'll
Cool.
know that, which will be really cool. And yeah, anything else to add, Charles?
No, I don't think so.
Nice. I'm
I
putting this up tonight because I was supposed to put it up this morning. I didn't have anyone, so this is awesome.
yeah, I thought this movie was just delightful. So
It was. Thank you
yeah,
for suggesting it last week.
yeah, yeah,
You suggested it last week.
yeah.
So
And
yeah, thank you for that. I hope everyone enjoys it. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
bye.
Bye.